At this juncture, we've made our way through a lot of the smaller and then larger details. And what we want to do is evaluate our progress. We can do this a couple of different ways. One of the things that's interesting to do is to Option or Alt-click one of the eye icons to see what the adjustments look like. And here we can see the different adjustments that we've made. Now, when I look through these adjustments, I notice that the ones I've done most recently with the healing brush are really big and bold. Therefore, what I might want to do is turn on the other layers and target this layer and lower the opacity. Whenever you make really big and strong adjustments, you always want to think about, okay, did I go too far? Do I need to back this off? And when I back it off just a bit, it looks a little more realistic. Also, there's a great benefit to lowering the opacity of areas that you've healed, and that is that it softens things a little bit, and with skin, that can really help out. Now, the other thing we need to do is to determine if all the adjustments together are really worth it. We also need to organize our layers. So we'll click on our topmost layer, hold down the Shift key, then click in the bottom layer there and press Command or Control G to group these layers together. Well, now that we've grouped them, we'll go ahead and name this Cleanup. And we have all these layers on separate layers here, but now inside of one group. So if we target the group, we can actually lower the opacity here. We can lower it all the way down. This is before. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. And then we can increase this, and we can see what would happen if we just had perhaps a little bit lower level of this. And a lot of times in retouching, it's easy to go too far. And with this image, even looking at it now at 70 or 80%, I think it looks pretty good. Here's our before, and then now our after. Especially on the nose. I realized the nose I went a little bit too far with working on those shadows. So again, by grouping these together, it not only organizes our layers panel, but it can help us find a sweet spot for an image. With this image, I think perhaps just a little bit higher there, maybe 80%. You just want to look around the frame, press the spacebar key, look at your before and then after, and then click and pan around the image just to make sure you're going in a good direction. And again, I think with this image, just by scaling that back just a little bit, gives us a really nice foundation of cleanup work from which we can then do further retouching or further enhancements of this photograph.